everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kaitlyn, and in this video I wanted to kind of chat with you about some new developments in our move as far as when we're moving and where we're moving and that kind of thing. But also something exciting happened. I won a giveaway. I won this palette in a giveaway from Kaitlyn Foreman. I will have her channel linked down below. I really enjoy her channel. She does a lot of indie eyeshadow palette content. She reviews a lot of eyeshadow palettes, a lot of makeup, a lot of indie makeup in particular. And so I won this Saints, Angels, Sinners Fairy Light palette. This is in collaboration with Sophia Sadie. Sorry, the ring light is kind of reflecting off. I feel like the cover art is kind of cute with the fairies and everything. And then this is what the inside looks like. So I figured I would try this out, share my thoughts at the end with this palette. This is my first time trying out this brand. And I'm going to be trying these two things as well. She also sent over this Nomad Highlighter in the shade Stockholm. It's just kind of this champagne kind of highlight color. I don't know if it's still available. I'm not sure if either of these are available, but also this Alien Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Candy Cane. And it's a lip gloss, so it's not, I'm gonna put it on right now first. It's a fun kind of watermelon type shade. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying the highlighter and the palette. And then she also sent over, I'm not going to be putting these on, but she also sent these little eye topper things. So there's a pink one and this silvery shade. And I have swatched these. So it's like that. And this blue one. And then this Wet n Wild glitter. It's like it's basically an individual pressed glitter. I'll swatch it. So that's that one. And then this Almay eyeliner. And then these really cool stick-on nails. I never tried these before, so I'm excited to try them. They come with both ones for French tips and then also just, you know, regular ones. So yeah, so I'm so excited. I've never won one of these like giveaways from YouTube or Instagram. I'm pretty excited to try this out. So I figured I would kind of chit chat with you about what's going on, and then at the end kind of go over like what I think about this palette, what shades I used, what I think about, you know, like the highlighter and that kind of thing. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just keep on watching. I know I want to do something with the pink shades to match my lip gloss. I really like this lip gloss. I like the opacity of it, and it's not sticky. There's no taste really. So yeah, I'm enjoying the lip gloss. So things have progressed with our move and things are going fairly quickly. I kind of mentioned in my video where I talked about the fact that we're moving to Florida, that when God gets the ball rolling, it's like before the ball gets rolling, it's a lot of waiting, and then once that's over, it's a lot of just go as quickly as possible. And I'm sorry, it's as soon as I start filming that my dog Stella feels like she needs to make her bed and just make a lot of noise, and she's doing like a lot of her intense fluffing that she does. So she's really noisy whenever, and it's always as soon as I start filming too. It's she's very talented with her timing. Are you good? No, she's not done yet. Anyway, my husband will be needing to start at his new position in Florida September 11th. We are leaving Arizona the 31st. Today is August 16th, the day I'm filming this. So yeah, September, we're leaving August 31st, and we should be there September 4th. And our stuff isn't arriving until a few days later. We're gonna be without our furniture for a little bit, which is kind of annoying, but we were going to be without our furniture for longer. We were gonna be without our furniture for like 11 days, but we're going to be staying with my husband's parents for a week and a half, which we're super grateful for, because I don't know what we would do without our stuff, because we're gonna be, sorry, I feel like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. We are shipping our stuff with U-Box. We were thinking about pods or something similar, and so the U-Pack is similar to those pods, but the U-Pack for us will be like a little bit cheaper and just a better option for us. So we're doing that instead of the pods, and the pods would take just as long or longer. So yeah, but they're dropping the pods or the U-Pack boxes off the 21st, and then they're picking them up on the 23rd. Before, thought it was crazy that we were gonna be like moving the first week of September. It's actually even earlier than that, because we're packing up the pods on the 21st. So that's kind of crazy. But then it works out because we also will have a few days to, clean up the house, like do, the deep cleaning, clean out the oven, all the things that you need to do when you move out. The deep cleaning, which will be nice because we'll already be done with a lot of the packing, and like everything will be shipped away. So then we really just have to worry about getting the house clean and stuff. So that's a plus. But so the reason we're staying with his parents is because we just have a coupe, like a Civic coupe, and so it's 2 doors. And we're moving with our dogs, so they're gonna be in the back seat. We got little harnesses, there's like a little seat belt type thing for them. So yeah, they'll be in the back seat. And so we really just have our trunk, which, for a 2-door car is not super big. And I was like, how are we gonna survive without our furniture and any of our stuff, like for 11 days? Because we can only fit so much in our trunk, and we're also gonna be doing like a cross-country road trip, so we need, like our suitcases and stuff like that. And so anyway, it worked out that we can stay with my husband's parents. I hope I'm making sense, because I feel like there's a lot that I want to talk about, and I just struggle with like the timeline of my story of how I should tell everything. But yeah, so I'm doing a moving vlog. I'm vlogging about like the packing and stuff, and I'm hopefully gonna be vlogging about like the actual road trip there, and then like moving in. We'll see. I don't know. Do you want to let me know if you have any interest in seeing an empty house tour? I feel like I see those a lot on YouTube, and I'm wondering if that is something any of you would want to see. Let me know. I might do like an empty house tour. But okay, so that which brings me to my next topic. So we do have a place to live. We've already paid the security deposit, and it's a really nice townhouse. It is. So we are renting. I mentioned in my previous video, that we wanted to buy a place, but it worked out. It's already expensive to move across the country. My husband's work is helping with, like, he gets different discounts and stuff, and so yeah, but it's still really expensive to move across the country. And we weren't going to, in Arizona they have down payment assistance for certain situations, which was what we were gonna do, and they don't have the same thing in Florida, at least what we were told. So we're not going to be able to get a house right away, which is fine, because it would have been even more stressful. Kevin would have had to like fly down there to see the place and like be there for the home inspection and that kind of thing. So this kind of worked out more seamlessly because it really worked out. Actually, it's a new build and it's a townhouse with a backyard, because right now we just have a gated front yard, which the dogs just, I have 2 little dogs. If you're new here, yeah, I have 2 little dogs, and they are yappers, and they don't like, my little dog Stella is very territorial and just, so we have a gated front yard, but also it's set up to where it's almost just like a walkway, where our townhouse is here, but then we have like other people that live here, here, and here, so they have to walk past our front yard. And every time that happens, well, not every time, but if my dog Stella is outside, she goes just like crazy, and both our dogs just run to the gate, and Stella's gotten stuck under the gate with her collar like multiple times, and it's a whole thing. So this way we're gonna have a backyard and not a front yard. I mean, we'll have a front yard, but it's like a regular house front yard. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, because here we only have the front yard for the dogs. So that'll be really nice that we have a backyard for the dogs. And they'll be able to have a doggy door, which is one of the main things I wanted. Because the reason I was sick of renting was because before we moved to this townhouse, we were living in just like a regular apartment. And at the time we moved, things were fine because we had different neighbors at the time we moved. But we lived there at a time when we had really obnoxious downstairs neighbors. Which is kind of funny because usually like you could hear your upstairs neighbors, but our downstairs neighbors were honestly quite inconsiderate. Cause like they had a young kid. Well, I mean, he was probably like 7 or something, but he would literally play basketball inside until like 3 in the morning. And you know, like my husband and I could hear it. It was his room was like under our room, so we could hear it all basically. That really left a bad impression for me for apartments, and not wanting to live in like a regular apartment where you have upstairs and downstairs neighbors. And so that's why I was really excited to get this townhouse, that there was nobody above or below us, which is also why I talk about this in like my we're moving to Florida video. But I had a friend who, you know, had an apartment where there was nobody above her or below her, and she was renting from a person. So I was just like, how did you get this place? And then so that's how I got the information for this place, and that part has been super nice. And I'm super grateful that we got this place. But it's also not without issues, because I've already talked about like the front yard situation and the dogs, and that's minor, but it's still kind of a nuisance. And the owner, it's not a company or anything, and we were renting from a company, and there's different pros and cons to renting from a company versus an owner. And one of the cons with renting from an owner, from like an individual, is sometimes they can be a little bit cheap, or not, things aren't up to par. Like if we had an issue previously at our apartment, maintenance would come and fix it, and it wouldn't be an issue for very long. Here we have had issues that just haven't gotten taken care of. We have this leak. We have a shower. We have an upstairs shower that's right above the downstairs shower that we can't use at all. It was like my husband and I had separate bathrooms, And just because it's just easier for us. Like, he has his shower, his bathroom stuff, and then I have my stuff, and it's always worked out well for us to have separate bathrooms. Like, we've had it since basically the whole time we've been married and living together. So but now he has a shower in the downstairs bathroom, but because it's just us two, it's fine. But that kind of stuff has been a little bit annoying because the leak has been there for like a couple months at this point. And then some things have broken down. Like, we've had to replace the washer and dryer since we've been here, because when we moved in, they said the owner's not going to replace the washer and dryer if it breaks down. And both have broken down. So we're going to be renting from a company that's a big company, and also the place we're renting is like a new build. So we couldn't have planned that. That's something that we didn't even consider an option. The place we're moving to, rental wise, we've never been close to affording in Arizona. It's a nice townhouse. It's new. It has a backyard, private backyard, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and it's just super nice. And here, everything is pretty run down. When they fix things, they try to do it as cheap as possible, which I get. But like, our refrigerator is super beaten up. It's super old. Like, it's definitely seen better days, and we had a problem with the door shutting. Like, it kept opening, it kept popping open, and it's just not the refrigerator. Like, this place needs a new refrigerator. But instead of replacing the refrigerator, he just like put something underneath so that it falls backwards. So, you know, I get it. I understand that, like, money, you know, people, I get it. And I know that a lot of people don't have it as good as we do here. So please don't think I'm complaining, because we have it pretty good. It's just that this place will be a lot better, and we're really excited about that. So while we are not buying a house like we wanted to, I think, and as I said, I always pray for God's will, and what I think I want retrospectively is not what's best, you know, at that time. So I think this worked out really well, because this is kind of like when we didn't get our house. We had a new build built in 2015 that we weren't able to get. It fell through last minute. We thought we were going to get help from someone. We weren't even able to afford that down payment, so we thought we were going to get help from someone, and it didn't work out, and which retrospectively is very good that it didn't work out, because we wouldn't have been able to afford it. I don't know what we were thinking. Yeah, it wasn't a good idea. So, oh, that's really pretty. I really like this shade. This is like a shifty kind of duochrome. Yeah, I'm not sure, but God has been very gracious with us and and preventing us from making really dumb mistakes, and I'm super grateful for that, because and it's because I pray for God's will, because I know that, you know, he knows the whole situation a lot better than I do. You know, he knows what the future, and so I really trust his judgment over mine. And yes, as I said, you know, like we think we did really want a house and everything, but we were both relieved when it didn't work out. So what I was trying to say, what I was getting to before, was that we were gonna get this house and it didn't work out, but we really wanted it more for like picking out the aesthetics of it, because you know, when you get a new build, you can pick out the countertops and the cabinets and all that stuff. So that's what we did, and the flooring and everything. And that's mainly why I wanted it, was because I wanted the, at the time, dark cabinets, light countertops, wood plank flooring, and that was what we were getting with this new build that we were trying to get. Didn't work out, as I said. So we found this apartment that was going to be like a lot cheaper than our monthly mortgage payment, but also it had everything that we wanted. It had the flooring that we wanted, it had the cabinets that we wanted, it had the countertops, like everything we wanted. So that was really cool. And then this place, we wanted to own our house because we wanted to, you know, like have a private backyard, have things taken care of, like I guess up to our standards, you know, like if that was us, we would just replace the refrigerator. We are able to get what we want, like the reasons we are able to get kind of what we wanted in owning our house without owning our house. I mean, we do want to own a house at some point in time. I don't really want to rent forever, just because, you know, it's kind of like, I don't necessarily agree with this, but people say it's like throwing away your money, and I don't know. You're still, if you don't rent, you still have to pay a mortgage. But I mean, at least that can be paid off at some point. But I get it, but it's also still like, you're still paying for a place to live. So, and sometimes you just can't afford to buy. And that's fine too. So we are going to be renting. I'm gonna do my eyeliner and then I'll be right back. So we are going to be renting at a place that is a lot nicer than, as I said, anything we could rent here, but also nicer than any of the houses that we were looking at getting here. It's what we would have wanted to buy in a house, and the only thing that we're not ecstatic about is the fact that we don't own it. But it's probably just not the right timing, and I'm fine with that. So we are overall super excited about it. As I said, we already put the deposit, so like it's all ready to go. It'll be ready when we move in, or when we get there. It'll be ready to just start like moving stuff in. Our stuff won't arrive for still a few days, but that's better than almost 2 weeks without our stuff, because, you know, I'm thinking like cooking and there's no place to sit, and I just didn't want to be eating out for 2 weeks straight. That seems like a very expensive situation. So we're staying with his parents for a little bit before we move out there. But we will be 11 minutes from Kevin's work, which we've never lived that close to his work. We will be 11 minutes from downtown, which apparently there's just a lot of stuff always happening downtown. We will be 7 minutes, I believe, from a really big lake where there's a lot of, you know, water activities. And we'll be 25 minutes from the beach. So I'm not sure we could have asked for a better location. I'm super excited about that. Just there's so much that's really close by. And it's a new neighborhood. Everything's new there, so that's another plus. So yeah, we're both really excited about that. One interesting thing that's cool is before we knew for sure we were moving there, like it was after Kevin had already gone on a business trip there, but before we got the final word, Kevin was praying that we would get there in time for this revival event that's happening there. Saturation, I guess it's called. And it's September 6th through 10th. And he prayed that, and I was thinking, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, that's a stretch, you know. But it's happening. So, yeah. It's still so crazy to me. I think I mentioned this already. I'm doing like a moving vlog, so I'm trying to document the process. Although I haven't filmed anything in a couple days. I also just don't want it to be like too boring, super boring. I don't want to just like show everything we're packing, because I don't want to make a really boring vlog, because that just sounds, I don't know, it sounds kind of boring to me. So just watch someone pack up their whole house. I filmed kind of like the beginning stages of the packing, like the first day we started packing, and I'll be filming some parts getting there and stuff. I'm not sure if I'll be filming when we go to his parents' house, Kevin's parents' house. I'm not sure how they would feel about that. We'll see. I don't want to do something that people are uncomfortable with, so I may or may not film that. I'm not sure. But yeah, things are working out really nicely. My dog Stella has not been a fan. We learned that she just does not like boxes. She's really afraid of boxes for some reason. She's a very jumpy, skittish dog, which I'm not sure why, because she's never really been like in harm's way. But she's very jumpy. She's always been that way since she was a puppy, so yeah. So she's not really liking this process. We used to think it was funny because if there was something, if my husband left his shoes out or left something, Stella would bark at them, bark at whatever was out of order. And my husband would be like, yep, she's your dog. Because I'm very, well, I do actually have OCD, but I'm not OCD with my house keeping necessarily. I have OCD, like, I have different tics, I guess. It was mostly obsessions. Like, I would obsess about things, and I'm on medication for OCD, and that helps a lot for the obsessions, the loop that I would get into. But I have had OCD with this house in particular, because it's just not aesthetically the way I would want it to be. Like, for example, one thing is the doorknobs are different. Like, some are gold, some are silver, some are the regular bulb. I don't know what you call it, just like, and then some are the handle ones where there's a handle. That drives me crazy. I wanted to replace all the knobs at one point, which I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad that we didn't put more money into this place, because there was initially a time when I really wanted to like fix it up, because I thought we were going to be here a long time. Anyway, so I have had some OCD about that, but my OCD is mainly, I have a really hard time leaving if I'm the one locking up. I have to check a bunch of times. I have a hard time if I've used a hot tool, like making sure it's unplugged. For some reason, I have a hard time running the dishwasher. I have to ask Kevin, like, we have this whole routine. He's like, the soap isn't, because I have this weird thing where I'm gonna like run it without the soap being in the dishwasher. So it's like the soap is in there. The soap is in there. It's like this weird, I feel like if you have OCD, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like if you don't have OCD, it sounds crazy. Anyway, I I like to have things a certain way. And that's also why my husband and I like to have different... I prefer that we have separate bathrooms and closets, just because Kevin is not like me. That's why he has, you know, like his office and everything, and I don't go in there and like obsess about it. But if that was in the living room, it would, oh my gosh, I can't imagine how high my anxiety would be. But it works out for us to have like our separate spaces. I'm lucky that he accepts the way I am and we accommodate each other, and so it works out well. I feel like we would struggle if we lived in some kind of a studio space or something along those lines, because he is just a bit more messy than I am. Like, he's not a slob, he's just not how I am. And I'm very weird. When I was in school, I used to save all of my graded schoolwork. I actually still have some of it, not all of it like I used to. I had all of my graded schoolwork in binders. I started in 2nd grade, maybe 3rd grade. I would have them organized by subject, by date and everything, and each year would be in a separate binder. And then I even did the same in college. So at some point I went through and I got rid of all the things that I didn't want to keep, like a math paper from Algebra 1. Like I didn't need to keep everything, so I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I still have a lot of my schoolwork. Sorry, it's over there, so I keep looking over there. I'm so thankful that I finally got on medication for it though, because it's helped so much more than I would have thought. So I do go to counseling and stuff, but I was going to therapy. I've been taking a break over the last 3 months, and I have my last session coming up on the 21st, actually, which is the day the pods come. So hopefully, or the U-Pack boxes come. So hopefully it works out to where I can have my session without being too distracted, because, you know, the boxes will be here, the dogs will be going crazy, Kevin will be loading up the U-Haul. I didn't know when I made my session that we were getting those on the 21st, obviously, so but hopefully it works out. I have faith it'll work out. Regardless, I know my counselor will be understanding. But yeah, Stella takes after me with her extreme dislike of things being out of order. So she's not having the best of times with this, and she hates the moving boxes, and she is not a fan of boxes, we've learned. She's afraid of boxes. I'm excited for our little dogs though, because I think they'll really enjoy having a yard that they can just go play in. And because we just have our gated front yard without a doggy door, because it's our front door. There's no sliding door, and this place we're moving into has a sliding door, which is really nice, so we will be able to have a doggy door. Anyway, I don't like to keep them out there for too long. I also get worried about the fact that, like, anyone can just open the door, and our dogs have gotten out. Luckily, I mean, we got them back, obviously. One time Stella ran off in a park. Like, I went to get them groomed. There was this one time when they brought the dogs out instead of me going and picking them up, and they didn't have their leash on. They just had this like the leash that they put on, which was just a leash that didn't hook to anything. It was just something where you put it on and then like wrapped it around. So it was like kind of ineffective. I don't really know why they brought the dogs out there like that. So I was trying to put the leash on Stella, and Stella got away, and she was let loose in a parking lot. And so I was like kind of running after her, trying to get her, and then she was like about to run straight on into traffic, where she was like basically exiting the parking lot. So that was a super stressful time for me. Luckily, the groomer stayed with Belle, and while I went after Stella, she sat and just held Belle, which I'm super grateful for, because I don't know how I would have gotten both of them. But the very last minute, like right when she was about to run into traffic, she stops, turns around, and looks at me, and then I go and grab her. I had serious adrenaline the rest of the day, and I really struggled like driving home and stuff, just because I was just so stressed out. I don't know, it was just like the most adrenaline I'd had in a very long time. So now I always go with my husband to get them groomed, because I don't like to be, I feel like I don't really have to explain that. But yeah, it was quite frightening. But that was like the only time Stella didn't listen to me. Well, actually it's not the only time, but I'm just saying, when she got out, because she's gone out of the gate before, and then I was like called her. I try not to chase, I try not to chase after them if they're out, because that makes it worse, because they think that you're like just like playing with them or something. I don't know, I don't really know why, but I noticed that that makes it worse. So I was just like, Stella, come here, Stella, come here, Stella, and she came back to me. Okay, now I'm going to do my blush. So this Get Ready With Me has gone over a lot of things. It was supposed to be just like a moving update. And then it went into a bunch of other things about my OCD, about my dogs running away. Well, Stella. So this way I will worry less about them getting out. And I will say Stella will usually stay if I say stay. She knows stay, but not particularly. Like, she's not the best, she's not the most well-trained dog, so. And I know that's my fault. I just, like, I can potty train, and for some reason my skills stop there. But Stella, she's very smart. So hopefully if we get some training, she will be a like professional training or something at some point in time, where I just learn how to train her. She will be a well-behaved, trained dog. That's what I'm hoping. So this highlight, this is the Nomad Highlight. It's pretty intense. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. I think I put more than I should have. It's a little bit goes a long way. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. Okay. Yeah, I really like that. It's kind of wet looking. Okay. So here is the finished look. I really like it. I really like this eyeshadow look, and the lip gloss and the highlight. I really like all of these products. Yeah, the highlight's super pretty. And then the eyeshadow's really pretty. Let me go over what I used. I used Aphrodite, Flower Nymph, Venus was that shade I used kind of all over my lid, and this is my favorite shade that I used, just super pretty. And then Luna, I'm definitely excited to play with this more. I'm super excited that I have this. So thank you so much again, Kaitlyn. I don't even know if I said thank you already. Oh my gosh. So thank you, Kaitlyn. Definitely check out her channel if you're interested in eyeshadow palettes, indie eyeshadow, indie makeup, indie eyeshadow palettes. She does a lot of like reviews of eyeshadow palettes, a lot of rankings, and she gets a lot of indie makeup. So definitely check out her channel. I will have her channel linked in the description box. But yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and please consider subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!